from the City Center East on College Avenue in downtown Appleton. It's Varsity Roundtable with Ricardo Arguello, featuring Christopherson and Rosie. Tonight on The Big Show, WIAA State Individual Wrestling Champions. And now, for the hundreds in attendance, for the millions online, ladies and gentlemen, Ricardo Arguello.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, and welcome back to the Varsity Roundtable, a weekly look at high school sports in the Fox Valley area and the only live online high school sports talk show in the state. I'm Ricardo Arguello, part of USA Today Network Wisconsin here at the Post Crescent, and we are live here at the mothership, as we call it, at the Post Crescent, 122 East College Avenue, downtown Appleton, inside the City Center East building. And this week, it's Champions Week, and we've done this for the last several years, highlighting our individual state champions from the WIAA State Wrestling Tournament. We have 5 senior champions here to get to know, to talk a little bit about their journey, and maybe anything else that might come across in terms of questions and things like that. I want to introduce them real quick, and then we'll get to know them shortly after. So this is where I just want you guys just to wave and say hi, all right? So we got right here, we got Lillie Banks from Menasha. Say hi, Lillie. There we go.
Hi.
Don't forget about my guy, Liam Crook from Kaukauna. Seymour's Cael Leisgang. There we go. Right. And right behind him, so I want you to raise your hand there, New London's William Christopher. Yes. And then last but certainly not least, Neenah's Declan Koch. All on board here again to talk about their great season. We'll get to know them in a second, but before I start, I'll let everyone know that we are interactive, not just online, but in studio as well. Online, if you're watching us on your phone, on your tablet, on your whatever desktop, perhaps maybe on your iPhone or iTablet or your iWatch, I don't know, whatever you're watching, it's interactive. So if you log in, you should see a chat application. Log in, give yourself a name, and ask any questions you might have for any one of our 5 champions here. We also have a in-studio audience. Rosie, can you get it on their parents and coaches here? Look how excited they are. We're hoping you have questions for the wrestlers as well. All you got to do is just raise your hand. We'll get to you. Got to shout out your name and then get the question over. That's how easy it is. But before we start, I'll let everyone know we are online. So could be billions watching us right now. I never know, but I want to lay this down. Don't be asking for numbers or anything like that. We can't do that kind of stuff. I got to say that before every show because, guys, the first time we had the Varsity Roundtable, the first couple of shows, we had people asking for numbers, things like that. Can't have that. It was really strange. That's not what we're about. It's all about wrestling tonight. So let's get to know some of these wrestlers. But before we do that, I want to point out, if you have any questions, we got Brett Christopherson behind the Dell computer. He's handling all the questions that we're going to have from what, Brett? Postcrescent.com.
We already have one waiting.
Okay, Ricardo. YouTube, right? And then where else are we on?
YouTube, Facebook, and
Facebook, yes.
Those are the 2 areas.
Yeah, so please, we love the interaction. So please ask any questions. And then Rosie, Jim Rosandick, another one of our producers, he's handling all the technical stuff. So, got that out of the way. Let's get to know you. Now, both Liam and Lillie have been here several times before. They are 3-time state champs. More on that in a minute. But Lillie, I know you've done this a couple times, but if you can, please, as you let everyone know the weight that you wrestle at and how you got into wrestling. Go ahead.
So I wrestle 132, and I got into wrestling because of my older brother, actually. I was in kindergarten, and he was wrestling, and I was stuck at his practices. And by the time I actually wanted to wrestle and became interested in it, it was too late in the season, and they were already too advanced.
Okay.
So I started 1st grade.
Okay. So that's, again, young, but I know Liam started young for you, too. Again, the weight that you're at and how you got into wrestling.
Yeah, I wrestle 175 pounds, and I got into it because I kind of couldn't stop moving, so my parents needed to find something for me to do. So I just ended up doing wrestling because my dad did it for a little bit, and he was really big into it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, all right. Cael, please.
I wrestle at heavyweight, and I got into wrestling just because my dad helped out in high school, and I would go to practices and see those guys and looked up to those guys, and then he would take me down to the state tournament to watch those guys win.
Okay, all right, go ahead. New London's William Christopher, go ahead.
I wrestle at 138 pounds, and I started in 6th grade. I was nothing crazy. I did a little bit of jiu-jitsu background, stuff like that. But then my varsity head coach, Nathan Krieger, was my social studies teacher at the time.
Okay.
And he was able to convince me for a pizza party, me and my other buddy, who was a wrestler till his senior year as well.
Okay.
We go out, and the rest is history.
All right, there you go. Very nice. Good time. Good job, Coach. All right, go ahead, Declan.
Yep, I wrestle at 157 pounds, and I mean, similar to Liam, I started at a young age. My dad was big into wrestling, so I kind of was around it a lot, and then I fell in love with it.
Okay, good stuff. Again, if you have any questions from online. Now, Brett, I know you said you have one already, but let's first, because I want to get this out, make sure that we get everyone's little wrap up on their journey to get to this, their champions. I'm going to start here with Declan, because, Declan, you've gotten so close. It seemed every year I was writing a story about you getting so close to getting your the gold medal. What's it like having completed the process now? Do you feel like that's a weight off your shoulders? Just talk about that whole journey.
Yeah, it's definitely been a long journey coming. I mean, I remember going to the Koch Center from a really young age, watching those guys Saturday night winning those titles and knowing that I wanted to do that. And then freshman year came up short, sophomore year came up short, junior year came up short. So definitely nice to finally get it this year, and yeah, definitely a nice weight lifted off my shoulders for sure.
Great shot of you right there,
Yep.
competing. Good stuff there. Again, our photographers that were at the wrestling meet, that's Torque Mason and Bill Glasheen. Kudos to them for getting. We're gonna intersplice our interviews with some of their great photos that they took of you. Let's go to William on this. So New London, 138 in D2s. Talk about your journey there and winning that gold. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I had a little bit of a different journey. I never had any crazy accolades or anything. I think my freshman year I was like 24 and 17.
Okay.
I wasn't anything crazy, and
Great shot of you right there, by the way. Look at that. Good stuff. All right, I'm sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead.
No, and then I think it was just a lot of the work I put in the off season, and it was something that was always like I want to do it, but it was always just kind of a dream. It was always kind of there. And then, as the season went on this year, the more wins I started racking up, and, the more confidence I gained, and I'm like, this is a real possibility.
Okay.
And, I just kept working, kept pushing. I believed it. I manifested it, and it happened.
Yeah, fantastic. And both you and Declan, you were both undefeated as
Yep.
well. And then I think Cael, you were as well. Let's talk. Cael, please talk about yours. Last year you finished runner-up.
Yeah.
Talk about that. And man, I've seen some motivated people, believe me. But Cael, you were really motivated to get through that, right? To advance on that and win that gold.
I was kind of like William. I didn't really start at the top like some of these guys. I didn't make it to state my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Fell short doing that, and then I took 5th place my sophomore year. So I was kind of like I'm finally climbing the ladder, and then
Great photo of you there, by the way. Look at that. Look at that reaction shot.
and then
there.
my junior year I was like, all right, it's time. We're gonna win it finally now. And then I fell short, took 2nd, and then this year I was like, well, this is my last chance. I got to get it done.
Yeah, good stuff there. Moving on now, we have a couple of 3-time state champs, and we'll talk a little bit more about them in a minute. But Liam, let's talk about you getting that champ. I talked to all of you, I believe, after. Well, actually, no, Mike Sherry might have talked to a couple of you, but I know I talked to you and how you wanted to kind of make a statement a little bit, right, this year, because your 2 previous championships were kind of very close matches, but not this year, right?
Yeah, I mean, the last 2 that I had won were against great athletes and great competitors. Eli Leonard won it this year, D2 190.
And look at that great positioning that you just happened to be at to get the champ shot. I know, believe me, a photographer, they love having those kind of pictures where it all kind of lines up there. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
But yeah, this year I wanted to make a statement that I was able to score points at a high rate against the best guys in the state. Like I said, last year against Eli, I got 2 takedowns and then kind of just held on, and I didn't want to do that this year.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that like I told you, is because of my work with my cardio and my coaches pushing me and just me pushing me.
Okay, good stuff. And again, another 3-time state champ here as we're talking to Lillie. You talk about your championship run there. It was actually a girl that you had wrestled last year, right?
Yeah.
So that was a little different than before. So what are your thoughts on your journey?
So last year I won by points, and I mean I lost the first takedown, and knowing that I was going to be wrestling the finals match with the same girl, I wanted to be able to do better because I knew I could. Last year I came into...
Great shot of you there. Look at that 3. Got to show it off. Yeah, it's like you posed for that one. But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lillie.
No worries. Last year I came into the season with a pretty devastating injury. I mean, I didn't know if I was going to be able to wrestle this season at the beginning.
Okay.
And then winning the state title, like, I knew how far I came, and then coming in this year, I knew, obviously, I didn't have an injury.
Yeah.
So I was already ahead of myself from the year before. I mean,
Okay.
I ran cross country for cardio, and I knew I was definitely better than I was last year. So I just wanted to make it a better match for myself.
Now, I'm going to keep it here just for a second here with Lillie and Liam, because I want to, as being a multiple state champion, do you feel like there was more pressure on you this season? We'll start here with Lillie and then go to Liam on that. I mean, that's a pretty big target on your back. For anybody wrestling you, they want to bring it anytime you're wrestling a state champ, a defending state champ. Talk about that. Did you feel any kind of added pressure in that way?
I definitely could have, but I tried not to focus on it. I tried more to focus on it being my senior year, my last time at the Kohl Center. I mean, I kind of just wanted to soak it in. I didn't want to be worried. And yeah, I definitely was able to do that. I'm very happy with how my trip to the Kohl Center was.
Okay. All right, good stuff. Liam, please.
I don't think, like, obviously a lot of people probably thought there was, but I was able to control what I could control, which helped me, really dominate in the finals. But I don't I don't think pressure-wise I let it get to me if there was any, because I knew that it's the same as any other match. I wrestled Tucker from Bayport already, so it wasn't new territory, but it was just a different venue.
Yeah. So I want to point out, 4 of the 5 have their medals with them, except for Lillie. Now Lillie, both her and Liam, obviously they have 3 medals. She couldn't pick between the 3, so she decided not to bring any. But you guys just kind of hold up your medals that you guys got. Look at that. You got the bling there for a little bit. So congratulations to you all on getting that stuff. Brett, did we have something from online?
I got a couple, Ricardo.
Okay, so let's go to cyber world here. What do you got, Brett?
Yeah, let's start with YouTube. And I know, Ricardo, you're probably going to ask this anyway, but does anybody have a D1 offer to wrestle in college, or where are the college plans?
We can ask that right now.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's start over here with Declan. Just give us the next step, where you're going. Have you decided yet? Are there things finalizing? What do you have?
Yep, I will be attending the University of Northern Iowa to wrestle for Coach Doug Schwab.
Okay. Why? Why did that work for you?
I just really love the culture there. They preach a lot of it online, and I got in person. I got to see it.
Okay.
And it was a true thing, so I felt comfortable there. I trust the coaching staff, and I believe that's where I'm going to get all my goals done.
Okay. All right. We talked a little bit beforehand, William, right? You're still in the process of figuring that out, right?
Yeah. I guess it's also another big question is, do I want to wrestle Greco or folk style?
Okay.
In the postseason as well. Greco. Folk style, I love it, but Greco's also another big goal for me, and making world teams, things like that. That's also on my bucket list. So I'm kind of figuring out which style too. That's the big question right now.
Okay. How about for you, Cael?
The college. I'll be going to UW-Madison.
Okay.
And I liked it there just because I love how the coaches talk to me. Like it feels like they actually believe in me and that I can compete at the next level, and I like the environment there.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was a little more special competing down there on the Koch Center floor, too?
Yeah, it was cool.
Okay, all right. And, well, look, check out the socks if you can, because Liam's wearing the Virginia socks, so we know where he's going. But if you can, Liam, please talk about Virginia and why that was perfect for you.
It just really, it was, the environment was really good, kind of like what Declan said about you and I. One of the coaches, Coach Trent Paulson's kind of my weight, and he was a national champ and world team member and stuff like that. So it's high level wrestling, and their academics is really good.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And I know you were very excited to talk about, is it Delaware State?
Yeah, Delaware State.
Yeah, so why was Delaware State for you, Lillie?
So one big thing about Menasha that I really liked in the beginning was having the new, having a growing wrestling community.
Yeah.
And Delaware State this year is actually, it's their first year this year. And knowing that I would be able to be a part of something like that again, and a growing wrestling, team, I feel like that would be very exciting. And I really enjoyed my visit there. The environment was so fun. I'm definitely excited for the seafood.
Okay, yeah.
But, I really liked it there, and the coaches are so fun, and the team. Everyone's so nice, and I'm very excited.
Great stuff. Again, hanging out with state champions. They're all seniors. Lillie Banks, Declan Cook, Liam Crook, Cael, Leisgang, and William Christopher. If you have any questions, log on to that live chat. Brett, you had something else?
Yeah, Ricardo, now they're starting to come in.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Facebook and YouTube. Now, remember, everything was on the table, right?
Yes, everything was on the table.
Mostly. This is from Joe Duffy for Declan. What's it like to be the second best MLB warm-up player in the room?
What?
I don't know who this is from, but it's I have a general idea of who it is, but yeah, I mean the last week of season, we had our state qualifiers in there with our coaches, and we call it MLB, where we just play baseball in the room basically for our warm up. And then the one night we got done with practice, and coach asked if we wanted to play some more. We ended up staying for 45 minutes after practice, just playing baseball in the wrestling room. So.
Okay.
But I don't know about second best. I'd say I'm definitely the best.
Oh, there you go. Don't call him second best. Did you have one more there, Brett?
Let's do a couple on Facebook, Ricardo. And they're both for Declan, but I think everybody can answer this. One, you have a lot of Neenah youth wrestlers who have watched and looked up to you. What advice would you have for the Neenah youth wrestlers as they prepare for youth qualifiers in state? But I think all these wrestlers probably have people that looked up to them.
I do have a question about advice, because they're all young wrestlers at one point.
Right.
Your advice. We'll start here with Declan and then go around. So, Declan, what would you tell some of those Neenah youth wrestlers? They look up to you. You're a state champ.
Yeah, I would say just a big thing with me is confidence in yourself. There's no reason to go out on the mat if you're not going to believe in yourself.
Okay.
So, I remember going to those youth tournaments and thinking they were a big deal, but just not letting the moment get caught up in yourself and just believing in yourself.
Oh, there's a great shot of you, Matt, and your coach there, huh? That's great. Good stuff there. William, same for you now. Those young wrestlers, what would you tell them?
Yeah, well, thankfully, the middle school coach already reached out to me, and I was able to talk a little bit to the middle school and elementary school kids in New London. But I mean, overall, my trip has been a roller coaster, and the biggest thing I could say is
you're doing the same thing there. Great stuff. That's a great little tradition that you guys all do. Sorry, William, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's just keep pushing. I mean, it's hard to just listen and hear. It sounds cliche, and people are always like, just trust the process. It's gonna come. Keep putting the work, and it'll happen. And for a while I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, after going through the process and it actually working out, you just got to believe it. You just got to trust it and have confidence in yourself.
Great stuff. How about for you, Cael? Because you talked about it was a little different for you. Starting out.
I believe it's a big mental game. If I feel like you got to believe it, and you got to see people do it, and you got to think, oh, that could be me, and you just got to keep working hard.
Yeah. Liam, for you, and that's a great shot of you taking somebody down there in D2. What about for you, Liam?
Kind of what Cael says. It's a lot of mental stuff when it comes to the postseason, especially. Is the first thing would be just be hungry. You know, like want to win, and then the second one would be give yourself the chance to win. You know, there might be a couple of kids out there that may not get the quote best seeds. You know, and if you just write yourself off right there before even stepping on the mat, like you're bound to fail.
Yeah.
You know, so give yourself the opportunity to win.
Interesting. Let's wrap it up here with Lillie. You're for the young girl wrestlers. What would you tell them?
I'd really just say to trust your training. I mean, coming to the end of the season, like, you know how hard you've worked, and you can't go back and change anything. You can't work harder. And you know all the effort that you put in, and you should be able to recognize that and go into the tournament knowing that you worked your hardest, and you can do good.
Okay. Great stuff. Good questions from the online. Now, we're at the point where we got to take a break. So we're going to take our halftime now. We'll be back here second half of the Varsity Roundtable after these messages.
At Cellcom, we live, work, and play right here in Wisconsin. That's why we use our wireless technology to help protect this place we call home. That's technology with a heartbeat.
And now, back to Varsity Roundtable.
All right, back here, Varsity Roundtable, hanging out with senior champion wrestlers, Lillie Banks, Declan Koch, Liam Crook, Cael Leisgang, and William Christopher. If you have any questions, log into that live chat. I do want to do some promos here first, only because this involves our wrestlers, our Athlete of the Week nominees. Now, you guys, I hope the crowd here, you guys are voting and voting furiously for your favorite champ here, because they're all champs. They're the champs from our area. We have Freedom's Catherine Cook, Menasha's Lillie Banks, New London's William Christopher, Seymour's Cael Leisgang, Neenah's Declan Cook, Kaukauna Liam Crook, WIAA Fremont's Colin Ham, and Brilliant's Colton Klug. So those are our champs. So go on to postcrescent.com and vote. And vote and vote some more. Live stream of the week, right, Brett? Notre Dame at Kimberly girls basketball. That's a sectional semi this Thursday. That's tomorrow.
At Appleton North.
At Appleton North. At Appleton North. Thank you for that clarification. Be sure to watch the replay then as well on postcrescent.com. Okay. I got to ask the literal big question in the room, right? And that's Cael. You know, listen, you can't tell right now because he's sitting on the couch, but Cael, you're 6'9", 6'10". Yeah.
6'9", yeah.
Yeah. Talk about that, because believe me, you were the talk of the tournament. People noticed, because to me, I saw you wrestle last year. It seems like you grew a few inches even from last year. 6'9", pros, cons. I mean, you always talk about leverage, right? I mean, the wrestlers are always talking about leverage, but you're 6'9". What's that like? Do you intimidate wrestlers going out there on the mat because you're 6'9"? What can you tell me?
I like to think so. So yeah, the leverage and just the awkwardness of wrestling me would probably be a difficult thing for my opponents. But I would say one of the disadvantages would be like being a little uncoordinated and like I don't know. But I think it's probably pretty hard to get to my legs because they're just like further away, and I can just reach out, and they're like further away from me because I'm reaching out, and they're like not even touching me.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would say it's hard to get to my legs.
Just talk about, you're probably a tall kid, I'm guessing, when you were younger.
Yeah,
did anyone say, oh, well, why are you wrestling? Why aren't you playing hoops, right, Brett? Why wrestling, like, in terms of that way?
I was always a wrestler because I told everyone I was to be a state champion. That's why I wanted to be a wrestler. And I said the basketball team wouldn't be a state champ.
Okay. Okay. By the way, Seymour is one of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, number
But,
one, yeah.
But I hear you though, Cael. But did and because of your height, were there doubters? Did people say, "Oh, you can't win anything. You're too tall"?
I'm sure there were. I mean, a lot of people would say, like, since my legs are so long that it's really easy to grab them, but, like, they got to stay, like, pretty far away from me when I'm reaching out.
Okay.
Like, because my arms are so long, too. So
Okay.
it's, like, it's kind of awkward for them. And they don't practice with anyone, like, my height. So they're used to practicing people, like, shorter. So it's, like, it's just going to be weird.
Yeah.
They don't have any practice with me.
That's interesting. Very interesting. Lillie, could you imagine being 6'9" and trying to wrestle?
No.
No. Okay. I'm just curious. I mean, wow. Okay. But Brett, do we have something from
I'm
online?
just wondering if Coach Bobby, I mean, could you give a few minutes at
Bobby,
least
could
if
you?
he
Yeah.
needed you in a sectional semifinal?
Could you give a couple of
Freedom,
minutes out there?
perhaps,
Yeah, I
right?
could.
Yeah, you could. You could. And it'd bring a physicalness, like their whole team is very physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I would get fouled out.
Yeah, real quick 5 fouls. I do. Brett, did you said you had something
Yeah,
else?
let's do this. Let's go on YouTube. Great question here. Who's a big influence in your life, and how do they motivate you guys to be your very
Ooh.
best?
Big influence in your life, and how do they motivate you to be there? But we're going to start here with Lillie and then go around. So, Lillie, you're first. You're right up.
Well. I think that a big influence of mine.
Should we pass and have Liam go?
Yeah.
And work our way back? Liam, is that something you have an answer for right away?
I don't know, just the people I surround myself with, like my family.
Yeah.
A big one is Zach Winnikins.
Sure. Yep.
Because just the way that he worked his entire high school career, just being JV his freshman year,
Mm-hmm.
sophomore year, junior year, finally making the lineup, winning.
And he made the podium.
This year, yeah, he took 5th.
Mm-hmm.
He was losing that match too for
Yeah.
a little bit. Came back. People like Declan, where they work every day for the same goal.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much they've maybe come across like roadblocks,
Yep.
they still keep going. Like, just people that I surround myself with every day are super inspirational for me.
Great stuff. Okay, how about for you, Cael?
I would kind of go off of Liam's side. Just everyone I surround myself with. My dad inspires me
Mhm.
because, I don't know, we just watch a lot of film and just make sure we're going to win. And then my uncle, Tom Leisgang, inspires me a lot, too, because he's always, like, telling me how it is and, like, cocking off to me and making me go harder just to prove him wrong.
Yeah, great stuff. Should we do a couple more before you? You got it now?
I can go, I
Okay.
guess. But I mean, yeah, I can kind of get like who I surround myself with.
Sure.
My coach, I mean, I practice with him just about every day.
Yeah.
Like, he pushes me a lot, and he is good at making sure that I know what I'm capable of.
Mm-hmm.
And like my friends, like my best friends, like we all wrestle, and
Okay.
they're really good at like hyping me up. Like
Really?
they're just really good with making sure that I know what I'm capable of.
Okay, great stuff. We're gonna go here to Declan and then finish up with William. Go ahead, Declan.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's similar to Liam, like the people I surround myself with, very positive people. My parents, my family, like all my coaches.
Yeah.
Really positive people that motivate me. And then also like my training partners, Liam, like Jacob Herm, Landon Shepard.
Sure.
Like, I surround myself with people like that with like-minded goals. So it's pretty easy to work hard because we're all doing it together.
Okay. All right. And how about for you, William?
Yeah, I mean, like everyone said, it's just, everyone's a piece of the puzzle. You
Okay.
know, my parents don't know much about wrestling, so they're just there for the love and support.
Sure.
Know. Like Coach Krieger, he likes to beat on me, but builds me right back up.
Yeah.
And, and teammates, Trevor Schultz, who was also able to come back and make state this year, we pushed in the wrestling room, and, he's one of the reasons why I was at the top of the podium this year.
Okay, great stuff. Brett, did you have something from online?
I do.
Okay.
It's from Tommy for Declan. Do you bench more than your dad when he was in high school?
Do you bench more than your dad when he was in high school?
I do not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
That's the simple answer right there. He does
I
not.
do bench more than Landon Shepard, though.
All right, good stuff. Great stuff. Brett, did you have something else?
Nope. I'm
Okay,
waiting for more though.
Yeah, let's talk about. I am curious because listen, as a reporter, I go to the Kohl Center. I see a certain side of the tournament, from an outsider's point of view. But I'm down there, like in the back halls and the bowels of the stadium. But what's that Kohl Center experience like for you? For someone who's never been there, right? What can you tell that person what that whole experience is like? Because it is magical, especially on Championship Saturday when they bring out all the wrestlers. It is very cool. We're going to start over here with William and then work our way around. What can you tell me, for someone who's never been there, what's it like?
I mean, it's definitely a lot different from being up in the stands and then being down there on the floor, looking up at everything. And I think that's where the pressure gets to a lot of people, and that's where a lot of people crumble. But I think, you got to remind yourself it's a privilege to be down there and, to feel that way and to, have this opportunity to wrestle down there and turn that, little bit of nervousness into excitement. Those wobbly legs are just you super excited that you can't even stop. So
Okay, that's a very great way to describe it. How about for you, Declan?
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely like the most special place I've wrestled in. I've wrestled in a lot of crazy venues, but I mean, there's just something about the Kohl Center that's super cool. I always, like before the session starts, I like to sit on the mat and just look around and look at the crowd and take it all in. But yeah, I mean, like the semifinals, the mat over from me was in overtime, and that was the loudest crowd I've ever heard. I was like trying to hear my coaches, I couldn't hear anything. It was like just the buzz from the crowd was crazy. So there's no place like the Kohl Center.
Great stuff. How about for you, Lily? What's that like?
I think it's very exciting. I mean, a lot of places, like, they only have one side for the crowd, but the Kohl Center, it's like they're all around, and it's so crazy. And I do feel like in the tunnels, it can get pretty easy to, like, get in your head.
Okay.
But I usually try and go up by my friends and hang out with them and get out of my head if I am, but I think other than that, it's very exciting.
And Liam, what would you say for someone who hasn't been around there? What's that like? What would they expect?
It's really fun. It's kind of like they said, you can kind of either crumble to the pressure or you can kind of use the energy of, especially on Saturday, to kind of build you up.
Yep.
Like a lot of times I just like to joke around with my coaches and just talk and chill, and it was kind of different for me this year because they started at 175.
Yes, they did.
So everybody was there, which made it a little more
fun. Everyone got to see you and your skills, right?
It was like, whoa. But I think that it also kind of gave me that, like, all right, here we go.
Yeah. How about for you, Cael?
Based off what Liam said, like them starting at 175 was definitely a lot different because normally during heavyweight everyone's halfway gone, but
That's
this
true.
time everyone was there, and when you're walking out the tunnel, like you can just hear like the crowd roaring right before you're like jumping on the back tunnel, and it's like electric. And then my favorite part is warming up for the finals. It's just like you're like skipping around and everything's all set up and you're just looking around at the huge Kohl Center, and it's just electric. There's nothing like it.
Did you like that setup where they went to a different weight class this year? I personally liked that. Oh, you didn't like that, Liam? No, but because you were first?
I would say it's because I've kind of adopted how our head coach Maciek is, where he's very certain orders.
Traditional?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Brett, what do you have?
Well, I got another one coming up, but I want to know what if they can describe the experience of participating in the March of Champions, right? That's
That's
one
a
of the
great
coolest things that the WIAA does.
You go to my TikTok at Ricardo DeLeon, at Varsity Roundtable. That's my Instagram. That's Ricardo DeLeon. But I did have a little bit of the March of Champions. It is so cool. It's got to be a thrill. And real quick, everyone, if you want to just give me your thoughts on it. We'll start with Lily and then go around. What's that like?
I think it's so fun. I mean, it's dark, like the spotlight's on you, and you can kind of see the people in the crowd getting blinded by the spotlights.
Yeah.
But I always think that's a little funny. But I mean, like all the seats are like full.
Yes.
Like there's so many people, and you know that like your match is gonna be watched. I mean, being a girl, like you don't. Sometimes it feels like you're not necessarily being watched. Like people try like watch the guys more, and I mean, yeah, like the guys matches can be more like entertaining, but I always think it's really fun like having people being able to watch you as a girl wrestler.
Okay, Liam and Cael, what's that like? That march out there?
Well, the beginning is kind of like airport security. The refs are kind of yelling at you where to go, and like you can't have this. You got to tuck this into your jet, you know. But then, like they said, it's a very unique experience. Like the first time I did it, it was like I had like bug eyes. I was just you know. And then it's kind of funny how like some people when you're walking with them, if the camera's on them and it's up in that big thing, they try not to like look. They try to like. It's kind of funny, but it's an awesome experience overall.
Cael, how about for you?
Oh, like Liam said, he like when you're right before you walk out there, it's like, oh no, this is not the funnest thing. Like you're just like trying to get all lined up, and then once you get out there, it's like, wow, just look at every single seat in this whole thing is full, and it just is awesome. And then you're just walking around, and you can just hear everyone clapping for you. It's just like it's all booming down on you. And then you line up across from your opponent. You're like, all right, we're ready to go to war. We're gonna scrap.
No, that's a great way to describe it. How about for you, William?
I used to say that I only want to make the finals to be in the March of Champions. And like it was everything I could have hoped for. I mean, you could probably put a camera on me throughout it, and I like couldn't hold a smile in. Like it was just like awesome. And you know, and then right when it was done and you finally lined up, then everyone started cheering and clapping, and like, you know, like it felt like they broke the sound barrier. It was like, oh, this is awesome.
Wow, very, very interesting. Declan, what's your experience been like?
Yeah, I mean, similar to Liam. I remember me and Liam were standing in the back joking around beforehand, and then the ref is yelling at him for his headphones, then it was his phone, and then it was like his headgear or something.
No, just my headphones.
Yeah, I mean, like walking out is super fun, and then like Will said, just like when they do the national anthem after, and then the crowd just everybody goes crazy clapping and stuff. The roar of that is my favorite part. Yeah,
outstanding. Great experience if you've never seen it before. That March of Champions for the state tournament championship Saturday. Brett, did you have something?
Yeah, let's go a couple more here on YouTube. Again, another question for Declan, and it's a very serious one. Another serious question. What is your favorite food and dessert? Why is he getting all these types of questions tonight?
They want to know about Declan.
Favorite food? I don't know, probably like, I like sushi a lot.
Okay.
Dessert? Probably just some like Culver's ice cream.
Culver's ice cream. We're going to go around because I want to know everyone's favorite food and dessert. William?
I love pesto pasta.
Okay.
It's
good choice.
Always
here.
a go-to. And if you get me a crumble cookie, I'll love you forever.
Okay. we'll go with Lillie and then finish up down here.
My favorite food is definitely paninis. I love them so much.
Okay.
And my favorite dessert, probably pumpkin pie.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Go ahead, Liam.
My favorite food is probably anything from Sweet Berry's Family Restaurant. And then my favorite dessert, I'd probably have to go with what Declan said, just some Culver's ice cream.
Okay. All right. Cael?
I have no idea. I mean, I'll eat whatever, but I like I like a double bacon cheeseburger from Culver's, probably, and then some ice cream would be my.
By the way, Culver's isn't one of our sponsors, but favorite with the kids.
I don't know.
Well, Ricardo, we always ask this. Well, I guess not for Liam yet because he's got team wrestling, right?
Yeah.
But now that the season is over,
can you eat what you want?
Yeah, I mean, what did you?
Can you
what
just
did you,
chill?
What was the first
you
thing
know.
you just dove into after you were done, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about your weight anymore.
They're not going to let themselves go.
No.
But
like us.
That has to feel good, though, right? Not having to look at Declan and William. Let's start with William over there. Feel good not having to, kind of watch what you eat, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah. No, I mean, I got home and or I got back to the hotel, and you know, I DoorDashed some Raising Cane's and crumble cookie, and you know, enjoyed that. I mean, of course, like the cut wasn't too bad this year, so I mean, I didn't go crazy, but it feels good. It feels really good.
Anybody else want to comment on that, Declan, or anything that?
No, I mean, I wasn't cutting too much weight this year, so it wasn't like crazy like other years, but yeah, we walked around on State Street, and then we got some Ian's Pizza.
Yeah, that's always a famous spot. How about for you, Lillie? Were you able to pig out a little bit?
No, I didn't have to cut too bad, but actually not even too bad. Like I was barely cutting it off.
Okay.
But we've kind of started this tradition of going to Ian's after finals.
Sure. You get the macaroni pizza? Is that what you got?
I love the mac.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, all right. It's right down the street there from the Koch Center. No, they're not a sponsor. But yeah, any of you guys?
We got back to our hotel and we're right next to a Target. So Zach Winnikins and I immediately ran over and I was DoorDashing Chipotle and he DoorDashed Noodles and Company, and then we both bought a Lego set and we were up till probably 12:30.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, good. See?
Yeah.
That's some of the habits of champions. And did you say something, Cael, on this subject as well?
I eat what I want every
Okay,
single day.
gotcha. Yeah, heavyweight. Heavyweight. Listen, I want to. This is a question I want to know. So all five of you have to tell me the rituals and superstitions. Now I'm gonna start here with Liam because he was just on the show with his Kaukauna teammates. But reference again what you do to get ready before these matches. If you have anything personal that you do.
I wear my Machek shirt.
That's right, the Machek shirt. By the way, I saw it on the hallways there at the Koch Center. He was proudly wearing that thing before every one of his matches.
And then with my warm up, what I do is I don't my freshman year. I tried to be very detailed with it. Like I'm gonna do this and then this, and usually I just I spar a lot, roll around, get the body moving because I don't usually try to go really really hard.
Okay.
Before a match like that.
Okay. We're gonna go counterclockwise. So, Lillie.
I feel like previous years I've had rituals and stuff, but I didn't really have anything in particular really.
Okay. That's kind of a ritual by not having anything.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, we can go over here to Declan. Do you do anything specific to get ready for a match?
I don't do anything too specific, but I mean, this year I've wore my a Northern Iowa shirt for my warm up every time, just to kind of remind myself how good I am and where I'm gonna go.
Okay, interesting. William?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like you said, I try not to have a ritual or any superstitions, just because let's say I forgot something that I'd knock off my game or anything. But
gotcha.
I mean, I guess one thing that I do is I keep my headphones on and noise canceling, blasting music until 10 seconds left in the match when I'm on deck. And then,
what are you listening to? Lil Bieber?
Usually, you know what? Usually it's Semi-Charmed Life.
Okay.
Right before.
Wow, that's a classic.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Cael, anything you do before the match?
I could go. I try not to have them, but I could go on and on and on.
Just give me a couple. Give me a couple of your good ones there.
For one, the day before and the day of, I can't shave.
Okay.
And then I wear this dumb coat to a weird polo coat to the tournaments, and then I have a special sweatshirt that I wear underneath this warm up when I get there.
Gotcha. Okay, but why the shave thing though? Is it to make you feel more rough?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh,
I
okay.
have so much stuff.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. No, that's interesting. Good stuff. Hey, we're gonna be wrapping it up though, right, Brett? Here. So if anybody out here has a question, we do have a question. Rosie, put it on the audience. Now shout out your name and then give us the question.
Alicia Krieger.
Okay.
And my question is, what is your walkout song for duels?
Walkout song for duels. Now, I take it that's for William there. But do all of you have a walkout song though? You do. Oh, good. This is a great question that I want to hear. Go ahead. We'll start over here.
Well, I've always done Just the Two of Us.
Oh, okay.
For my walkout song.
Now, you mean the classic?
Yep.
Okay, the older one.
Yep.
Interesting.
And a little shout out to my girlfriend. She actually DM'd the guy that was doing the music walkouts for the finals at State. And so So when I was walking out to the finals match, they turned it on, and if you look on the Flow Wrestling video, you can see me like I look over my coaches in shock of like, no way, they played my song during the finals match.
That's fantastic.
But,
very cool.
yeah.
Hey, kudos to your girlfriend for that. That's going the extra mile. How about for you, Declan? What are you going out to?
So mine this year was Red Kingdom.
Okay.
And just kind of for Neenah.
Gotcha.
That's just what I did, yeah.
Okay. All right, Lillie.
Mine was Hey Ya, because that was also the post. That was the song for the post of my commitment to Delaware State.
Interesting.
And yeah, I just like the song.
Okay. All right. How about for you, Liam?
This year I did it was, I don't remember the name, but it was like some house music. So it was mainly just a lot of instrumental.
Okay. Yep. How about for you, Cael?
Our school doesn't have walkout songs, and that's another superstition. I don't listen to music because I feel like you're all pumped up from the music and stuff, and then you take the music off, and then you're just like, oh, I don't have nothing.
Yeah, you're just hearing grunts and the squeaks of the mat.
So I like to get fired up in my own ways.
Gotcha. Okay, good, but that was a good question. All right, hey, let's wrap this up. Brett, did you have something real quick?
That's a good one to wrap it up with for everyone. What will you miss most about high school wrestling?
A yearbook question, but I like it. What are you going to miss most about high school wrestling? Let's start here with Cael and then go kind of
Probably just the wrestling environment. I miss going to high school tournaments, just messing around on the bus and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay. Liam?
Probably just the people that I did it with. Over 4 years, you learn to grow with these people and win with these people and lose with these people.
Okay.
Yeah, probably the community that I was with. One of my gifts after state was a photo album of pictures from all 4 years, and I mean my coaches and my teammates, most of them wrote notes in it too, and I'm definitely gonna miss being with them.
Gotcha. Okay. Declan?
Yeah, I would say just the team aspect of it. A lot of the guys I'm really close with, so all the Culver's runs after duels.
Not a sponsor. Go ahead.
Stuff just stuff like that. We were just doing stuff together, hanging out with each other. That's what I'm gonna miss most.
Okay, William.
Yeah, I mean it's a family you build, and very rarely you see a team that doesn't really get along and things like that. And I think that's why wrestling's so great, is it makes new friends. And I mean, these teammates are my friends outside of the wrestling room, and I think that's also because of wrestling, and I'm gonna really miss those guys.
Okay, great stuff. Hey, we're gonna do a shout outs in a second, but I do want to ask Liam if because Liam's his season's still alive. He's wrestling in the team championships going on this weekend over in La Crosse. Now, if you don't know, Kaukauna is the 5-time defending state champion in Division I. Their guys are going for the 6th straight championship. So I got to hear from you what your thought is going in there, and you guys continuing to make history here. And what's that mentality like, knowing that first off, it's in a new venue. It's over in La Crosse at the La Crosse Civic Center. But what's that like for you and your team trying to do something just extraordinary again? What's the mentality?
Yeah, I think it's easy to look at it like that, doing something again. But this group of guys haven't won team state title yet, so we're really doing it for the first time in a new venue. So there's a lot of different moving pieces there. I think we've put all the work in.
Okay.
We're trying to stay hungry still and stay relentless and aggressive with our approach, and I just think it'll be fun.
Okay, great stuff. Let's do shout outs. Now here, usually I start farthest to my right, which would be Cael, but we're gonna start right over here with Declan, if that's cool. So this is where, I want you to look at that camera over there. See it over there? This is where you send love out to people who got you where you are today. Declan, go ahead.
So yeah, I just want to shout out my family, my parents especially, all my friends, training partners, specifically Jacob Herm, Landon Shepard. Want to shout out my coaches, Coach Kluskins, Coach Cowling, Coach Runquist, and all my club coaches. And then was supposed to give a special shout out to Big Will, who he's the guy on my team that can eat the most Oreos. So
okay, all right.
I was told to do that. So.
Okay, great stuff. William, your turn.
I'd like to give a shout out to my family, my parents and my sister, and my coaches, Nathan Krieger, Mark and Andrew Moser, and my club coaches, Jason Kleinschmidt, Nazar, Trevor Potratz, all those guys. My training partners, Trevor Schultz, Wyatt Mogolski, my club partners, Cash Botting and Michael Ciancio. Without those people, I wouldn't be where I was today.
Yeah, great stuff. Go ahead, Cael.
I would like to give a shout out to just all my coaches like Brady Wetter, Josh Wagner, all the guys at WIAA, Dewey Krieger. And then I'd like to give a shout out to Charlie Gilbertson. He's practiced with me all season.
Okay.
He's my practice partner, and just everyone who's supported me along the way.
Great stuff. Liam?
Shout out to my family, my mom, dad, brother. Shout out to my coaches, Coach Machek, Coach Pearson, Coach Van Schindel, everybody in our high school room. Shout out my teammates, shout out my club coaches, and just shout out, again, my teammates.
Okay. Your turn, Lillie.
I'd like to give a shout out to my practice partners, Nat and Taya. I worked with them every day, group of 3. Shout out to my boyfriend, my coach. Miller was also my practice partner every day.
Okay.
My club coach, Kleiny. And yeah, I'm very grateful for them.
Okay. All right. Great stuff. I want to thank all you for taking time out of your busy schedules. I know for Liam, he has one more thing to do here this weekend, but appreciate it was fun covering you guys at the state tournament. Thank you so much. I love writing championship stories because everybody's happy, right? So congratulations to you all. Best of luck on your next endeavors as well, because they're all senior champions, by the way. So, and why don't we thank our crowd for being here, right, Rosie? Hey, look at that. The parents were here and supporting. You guys don't get enough credit for being there all the time. So thank you so much to the parents and the coaches. So thank you so much again. I want to send shout outs here to Lillie Banks, got Liam Crook, Cael Leisgang, William Christopher, and Declan Koch. Again, thank you guys for being on the show. Best of luck in your future endeavors. If you're thinking about who's going to be on the next roundtable, well, we don't know yet, but best place to find out, follow us on TikTok at Varsity Roundtable. Until then, everyone, thank you so much for watching the show. See you back here again next Wednesday for another edition of the Varsity Roundtable. Keep smiling.